So Charles Barkley today on July 15th decided to come out and give this rousing speech about how he supports the LGBTQ community and Bud Light with a powerful FU speech. Except that, well, he's getting completely roasted on Twitter right now. He was trending earlier, and everybody thinks that he's a complete joke. Not to mention that he's been a complete joke who's sold out and is basically a talking puppet on ESPN and has been for years at this point. His golf swing, for example, is pretty funny. He does a good job whenever he talks about sports on ESPN, but basically his favorite talking point is Orange Man bad, and that doesn't really seem to be slowing down here, and there is a lot of speculation around this because, well, Charles Barkley is known to do VC, venture capitalism, and stuff like that, so he may have a hand, or, I guess some ownership stake in Bud Light, and so he's not super happy about the whole Bud Light situation, and so he decides to come out, and he decides that he wants to make a little speech. So we're going to listen to this speech. Let me know if you guys think it's as dumb as I think it is.
I want to say this. If you're gay and transgender, I love you. Hey, and if anybody gives you shit, you tell them Charles said, fuck you. I want to say this.
Right, so that's the clip. There is an extended version out there. Basically, beforehand, he was talking about drink it whenever he's talking about Bud Light. He's saying, you drink that, that's good stuff. I bought 3 cases of Bud Light. And then he went on to say exactly what he said in this video. Completely missing the point, mind you, because if that was the only statement, if you're gay, if you're transgender, you do you, man. I have absolutely no problem with it. And if somebody's giving you shit, then, F him. I agree with him on that. The biggest issue is that he's talking about Bud Light like that's what people are upset at. And it couldn't be further from the truth, right? Nobody's mad at Bud Light because they're basically taking this exact stand. They're not saying, well, if you're gay and if you're transgender, we support you. That's not what they're doing. That's not what they're doing at all, right? They are basically going out. They get Dylan Mulvaney, somebody who has a very young audience, and somebody who has a lot of really weird stuff going on with them, very controversial stuff, and they are saying, hey, look at our new spokesperson. We're going to have this person out here. We're also going to try and get rid of the whole frat boy and conservative audience that we have served for the past, whatever it is, 30 years at this point, because we don't want them in here anymore. We want the woke crowd. And so, yeah, Charles Barkley's getting absolutely roasted because he decided to come out, make this statement, and my honest assumption is that he thought he was doing something here. He thought he was coming out, he's like, I'll help you guys, I have stake in the company, maybe he has a couple million tied up in Bud Light, whatever it is. He doesn't want to lose his investment entirely, maybe he has 100 million, because, hey, Charles Barkley has some money, man. And so he probably came out here. He's like, oh, I got you. Don't worry. Sales will be up after this. And so he goes out there and he says what he said. And now the whole internet's just making fun of him. Twitter is blowing up right now with people just absolutely roasting this horrible take of Charles Barkley's. And again, it's not surprising because he's gone down this road before. It's very obvious that all he thinks about is Trump and just like conservative bad. Why? Conservative bad, Absolutely no reasoning, no brain at all behind the thought process for why he doesn't like these things. He just, CNN and MSNBC told him not to like them, and so Charles Barkley doesn't like them. What an absolute brainless human being, and what an absolute brainless take, to be honest, whenever it comes down to what he said. Because here's the thing, is here's this is the statement, and also sorry if I know he dropped some F-bombs in there and it was pretty vulgar. I do apologize for that. And so this is what he said: if you're gay and transgender, I love you. Sure, he's showing support for him. The thing is, nobody has issues with that, really, right? Personally, I am totally fine with anybody who is gay and anybody who is transgender. I have absolutely no problem with them. My issue comes in whenever they decide that I need to do something to validate their existence, or validate their experience, or validate their life, or whatever it is that I need to do to help them be them. That's where I have an issue, right? Companies, I have no problem if a company says, oh, you know what? Hey, look, we're gonna have a trans person do a commercial. Cool, no problem. sounds good. But it's whenever you say, hey, we're going to have a trans person do a commercial and we're going to throw it in your face constantly. And if you don't absolutely love it and give it thumbs up on YouTube, I am going to freak out and we're going to call you homophobic, transphobic, istophobic, whatever else. That's not really what I'm into. That doesn't really do anything for me. It's kind of irritating, to be honest. So yeah, whenever you do your thing and you leave me alone, 100%. Whenever you do your thing and you leave kids alone, 100%. You have fun. As long as you're not harming anybody, your choices are yours. I think most people agree with that. And so Charles Barkley coming out here and saying what, 99% of the country is completely fine with, he didn't do anything. He just made himself look like an absolute idiot because nobody really comes out and says, oh, well, yeah, that person can't be what they want to be. Sure they can. They can be whatever the hell they want. They can pretend to be a toaster in their spare time. I could not care less what they do in their spare time as long as I don't have to be a part of it. You're a consenting adult. Cool. Go have fun. Do your stuff with other consenting adults. But don't try to push it on kids. Don't try to push it on other people. None of that stuff is... that's not what he's saying here. He's not saying that. He's just simply saying, hey, if you're gay, if you're transgender, then I support you. And he thought that he was just shaking the ground with these thoughts of his, and he's not. He's an absolute idiot and an absolute joke. But again, whenever you watch MSNBC and CNN all day, every day, and that's the only thing that you watch, well, you're going to have some takes like this, and you're going to think that they're super spicy takes when really they're lukewarm, room temperature, mediocre takes that basically everybody agrees with. So that's all for now. Check back later because we have more stories coming out every single day. We're also going to have some shorts coming out here pretty soon, so check those out. If you are not subscribed to the channel, hit subscribe. Also like the video, and most importantly, share this video out there. That's how we get the news out there. That's how we get the truth out there. And it helps us greatly. Make sure to check out our online store at theredmafia.com. We just released new shirts over there, and we'll continue to be releasing new shirts every single week. So you'll find something that you will absolutely love at our store, so go check it out. It'll also be linked in the description down below.